Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really simple but wow, powerful story about a tree, a young boy, and a mistake. And you know what? It might just change the way you think about your own little slip-ups. It's a fantastic question, isn't it? I mean, we usually look to people for advice, but sometimes the deepest, most real lessons come from somewhere we don't expect, like the quiet world of nature. This story is all about that. All right, so let's set the scene with our first part, a tree's silent lesson. Our story takes place in a small village called Darnipur, and you might be surprised to hear that the main character here isn't actually a person. It's this incredible tree right at the heart of the community. And here it is. This is Arav, the giant mango tree. For decades, Arav was way more than just a tree. It was the place everyone gathered, the source of delicious sweet fruit, the spot for some cool shade on a hot day. It was basically the soul of the village. And of course, where you have a big, beautiful tree, you're gonna have kids playing. That brings us to our guy, a young boy named Rohan. He's described as mischievous, which means he was full of energy, always ready for a bit of fun or a playful prank. So, let's be clear about what mischievous means here. It's not about being mean or causing real harm. It's more about playful troublemaking. So, Rohan isn't a bad kid at all. He's just, a kid, full of life, and sometimes he gets a little carried away. Okay, so this brings us to the next part, the boy in the branch. Because it's during one of these fun and games moments that our story takes a big turn. A simple mistake is about to lead to a really powerful lesson. Come on, we've all been there, right? Trying to get a toy or a kite out of a tree. Well, in all his excitement, Rohan just swings a little too hard on a branch and snap, it breaks. It was a total accident, but this one little moment is about to change everything for him. So, the next day, the village elder, a wise man named Mr. Sharma, sees the broken branch. But here's the thing. He doesn't fly off the handle and get angry. No. He just calmly gets the kids together, creating this moment for someone to step up and be honest. And this is a huge moment. Rohan could have hidden, he could have blamed someone else, but he doesn't. He does the right thing. He steps forward and just tells the truth, plain and simple. And Rohan's honesty opens the door for our next part, a lesson in forgiveness. Mr. Sharma, being so wise, sees this isn't a time for punishment. Nope, it's a perfect teachable moment for everyone. And what does he do? He points right back to the tree. He tells Rohan something amazing. He says Arav forgives and continues to give. He's saying that even though the tree was hurt, it doesn't stop being itself. What a beautiful way to think about forgiveness. Just think about that for a second. A tree doesn't hold a grudge. A branch breaks, a kid takes a mango before it's ripe, and the tree just keeps on growing. It keeps providing shade, keeps making fruit season after season. It's just in a constant state of giving. But of course, forgiveness is only one side of the coin, which brings us to our next big idea, taking responsibility. Mr. Sharma's lesson is also about highlighting that other crucial life skill, the one Rohan showed when he decided to speak up. Whenever we make a mistake, we get to a fork in the road. We have two choices. We can go down one path, blaming other people, hiding what we did, and that path just leads to mistrust. Or we can do what Rohan did. We can choose the path of honesty and responsibility, and that's the path that builds real character and strong relationships. So, when you boil it all down, this simple story is teaching us two huge lessons. First, the incredible value of forgiveness. It's what makes a community kind and strong. And second, the life skill of taking responsibility for what you do. That's the bedrock of all trust. So what do we do with all this? How can we apply these lessons in our own lives? Well, that brings us to our final section,
growing your own tree. Because, a lesson is only as good as what you do with it.
And check this out. Rohan didn't just say he was sorry, he showed it. He started taking care of Arav, watering it, and he even planted new little saplings around the village. His actions proved he really truly understood the lesson about giving back and making things right. We can actually use this as a kind of guide for ourselves. Nurturing forgiveness is a lot like planting a tree. First, you have to acknowledge the mistake. Yep, that happened. Then you plant an apology, a real, honest one. Then comes the important part. You have to care for it with understanding. Try to see where the other person is coming from. And if you do that, you get to watch the relationship heal and grow even stronger.
And really, it all comes down to this simple truth. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook. It's actually about freeing yourself. It's about clearing the ground so that you have space to grow, just like a tree reaching for the sunlight.
And so, that great mango tree, Arav, it stood right there in the heart of the village. But now it meant something more. It wasn't just a place for fruit and shade anymore. It had become this amazing living symbol of forgiveness, of bouncing back, and of growth.
So, this story leaves us with a really wonderful question to chew on. Lessons don't always come from teachers or books. Sometimes they come from a pet or a quiet place in the woods or, even from a big mistake we made. So, I'll leave you with this. Who or what is your silent teacher? It's really something worth thinking about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.